I think it's better for everyone involved if my bank advisor just doesn't watch this video. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I am taking the Bougie Booktuber Tag. This tag was originally created by a book olive, but I actually saw it on Janet Suzanne's channel, and this is the best way to expose myself as spending way too much of my paycheck on books. Question 1, what's your average monthly budget for books? I tend to keep it at about 20 to 30 euro, and I try to kind of evenly put that between ebooks or physical books. There are months where I actually don't buy any physical books at all, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I will go completely balls to the wall and buy as many ebooks as I want to. But I do try and keep it to about 20 to 30 euro overall. Question 2, what is the most you've ever spent in a bookshop? I used to live near Essen, which is in the west of Germany, and there was one day that a friend of mine just took off to the city for a couple of hours. We had some food, we did a little bit of shopping, and of course we fell into a bookshop. Essen has a store of the chain Mayasche, which most of their stores will also have an English language book section. Both of us read primarily in English, so of course we kind of gravitated there, went and checked out what they had on offer, and I came home 120 euro less off. Honestly, I don't particularly remember what books I had on that list, and I don't even know, therefore, if I've actually read any of them. But 120 euro is probably the most I've ever spent on one occasion in a bookshop. Question 3, are you willing to spend full price on a new book, or are you going to wait if it's a sale, if you have a coupon, if there's money off? Generally, yes, I'm really okay with spending the full amount on a new book, especially if it's one that I'm waiting for, if I've been anticipating it for a really long time. There are a couple of books that I will kind of wait on and say, okay, this isn't like a huge priority right now. Sometimes if I'm not super excited to get to it, or I know I can wait out for a little bit longer. In Germany, there is a thing called a payback card, which is kind of like a Boots Advantage card, which is kind of like an Advantage card, a points card, but you can spend it in a couple of shops around. Every now and then I'll let the points accumulate and spend all of those on a book, Italia Mayasche, which is one of the big book chains across Germany. If there's a book that I know I've been waiting for a really long time, sometimes I'll go and check that out and see if I have enough points to buy it, or if I can kind of balance it between points and spend the rest in euros. Question 4, would you rather buy one new book or several less expensive used copies? This one is actually a bit of a thinker. I think if I was here in Germany, it would probably be one new book because there aren't as many secondhand books here, and if they are, finding a secondhand English bookshop is pretty rare. However, if I'm somewhere else, like if I'm back at home, or if I'm in the UK, or if I'm somewhere where the predominant language is English, I will go into a charity shop, absolutely no questions asked, and come out with my hands absolutely heaving with books, and probably have spent about a 10 or 15 euro on it. Question 5, what do you think is a reasonable price for a new book in each format? For a hardback book, I think a good price tag is around 20 euro. I think anything around that is kind of what I would expect to pay for a brand new hardback. And I know that if I go into, say, Eason's back at home in Ireland or Waterstones in the UK, you will generally see brand new hardback books at around 20, 25, maybe 22 euro. For a paperback, I would generally say about 15 euro, 10 to 15 euro for a smaller paperback, maybe towards 15, 20 euro for a trade paperback, which is one of the bigger ones. But if it is a paperback, I would kind of expect to spend a little bit less on it than I would a hardback. If it's an ebook, you're looking at anything up to about 8 euro. If it's over 8 euro, I would probably just say, look, I'm spending that amount of money anyway, I'm just going to get the paperback version. I will often go on at the start of the month and look at what are the Kindle deals that are on this month. Is there anything that I've been expecting to read in the next couple of months? Is there anything that's really catching my eye? Then I would probably spend about €1 to €1.50 when you take the conversion rate into account, because they're in the 99p deal section. Overall, if I see an ebook that's around the £5 mark, generally I'll go for it. Question 6, is a signed book worth more to you? What about a first edition book? I don't actually think I have a lot of first edition books. There's probably some that I have got floating around on my bookshelves that I don't even know are first edition books. So I think that because I don't necessarily know about it or pay attention to it, I don't place as much importance or value on first edition books, but that is not to say that first edition books aren't of great value. There have been loads of auctions that have happened over the last couple of years where you're getting first edition books of, say, The Magician's Nephew or other books that have been published years and years and years ago, and they're bringing in the absolute big books. So of course there is a lot of value in a first edition book. I just think it's not something that I concentrate on as much. For a signed book, I think I would bring not a monetary value, but a sentimental value to it. I wouldn't necessarily say if you've got a signed copy of a book that it would mean more to anybody that you're sending it on to, but it might mean something to you because you've met a favorite author of yours, or they've written something really nice to you in the margins of the book or on the first pages of the book that you might want to cherish and keep for the next couple of years. Question 7, what's your most valuable book? Either monetary value or sentimental value or any other description of that word. I think for me, it's probably Matilda by Roald Dahl. This book is one of my most treasured stories. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. It's one that I go back to time and time and time again. But I also regard it as the book that started it all off for me. Matilda is, I believe, the first chapter book that I ever finished cover to cover completely by myself. So having that little kind of sentimental value and that little kind of connection to it, it just makes it mean all the more to me. Question 8, will you pay more for a book or an edition or a cover that you like better? I would, I will, and I have. This is my new copy of Little Women. I picked this up around the end of last year and I was just wandering through the Thalia in Berlin and I just caught my eye on this cover. I don't know what it is. I think it's a felt cover. It's got like no sprayed edges. It's got really pretty end covers. I don't know what it was about this one that just stood out to me, but I saw it and I just had to have it. This set me back about 20-25 euro, which isn't super bad overall when you're considering I bought it in Berlin, where the majority of books are published and are sold in German, and it was in a shop that had a relatively small English language book section, so I think I did a pretty okay job with this one. Question 9, what physical characteristics does a good book have? For me, it has to be sturdy. I know a lot of people on BookTube, on Twitter, on TikTok really like a book that you can kind of wobble. That is not my jam. I kind of like a book that doesn't bend too easily. If I put it into my handbag or if I put it into one of my bags, it's not going to get torn up. It's not going to get messed around. It's going to be still in pretty good condition when I take it back out. I really like sprayed edges. I'm not a big fan of deckled edges though, so I will take a sprayed edge book rather than a deckled edge book if the same copy is on the shelves. This one is a bit of a personal pet peeve, and I know that a lot of people won't feel so strongly about it as I do, but I do not like when a book has a blank page before a new chapter. I know that it's probably done because books are published in pages of 8, so they have to do that so that they can keep with the amount of pages that they need. But I just wish that it wasn't done like that. For me, it feels really wasteful and really unnecessary. Question 10, if you won the lottery, what bookish things would you do with the money? I am setting up a secret book room. You know those ones where you've got like a bookshelf or a wardrobe in front of a door that's hidden and you have to pull like a book off the shelf or you have to turn a candle or something like that? That's the exact kind of thing I want. I want something where I can genuinely hide away with whatever book I'm reading. I also want the walls to just be wall-to-wall shelves. I don't even care if it's an IKEA Billy shelf. I just want wall-to-wall shelves filled with books, with candles, with artifacts, with picture frames, with all of the things that make me happy, with an L-shaped couch, because I am a sucker for an L-shaped couch, blankets, really nice cozy fireplace, and a really nice place that I can escape to and just read on and on and on. Those are my answers to the Bougie Book Tag. I would absolutely love to see your takes on it, so if you have ever done it, please let me know on social media. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.